Hello and happy afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. We are so excited to launch a new initiative with our partnership with Global Lighthouse Studios and David Z Foundation. And we just want to feature some of the videos that we've done together this last spring. Donna, how many videos did we do? Like 14?
I think it was 14 videos.
Yeah, 14 videos. And so we were realizing, oh my goodness, that was a blur. So now let's go back, let's step through them. And today we actually have the great pleasure of having John Rodney join us. So let's do a quick round of introductions, who we are, what we do, maybe like what your passion is, and favorite toothpaste. I don't know. So I'm Dan Roeder. I'm the Chief Academic Officer of the David Z Foundation. My passion is music and education, and I'm an Aquafresh guy.
All right. That's like a very odd question. So my name is
First day of school.
That's right. My name is Donna Guerin. I'm the founder of Global Lighthouse Studios, and my passion is bringing arts and music to students in classrooms from all over the world. And my favorite toothpaste is, this is so weird.
It's weird to say, right?
My favorite toothpaste, I guess, would be Aquafresh.
Whoa. Okay.
Because you just said that night, I just go and spur the moment here.
My name is John Rodney. I'm a secondary English educator, currently at the middle school level, and I'm going into my 16th year of teaching. Passion is reading, inclusive literature, and I'm gonna diverge, and I'm gonna go with Crest. White.
There you go. Hey,
Right.
I was expecting to have like cross section of Aquafresh, Crest, and Colgate. I mean, just okay. So the real reason we're on here broadcasting is we want to start sharing some songs in Chicago, in the heartland of America. And we had the great pleasure of partnering on 4 songs this last year through the Ingenuity Grant and with the Creative Schools Fund. So shout out to them. Just being able to bring arts into schools for schools that maybe don't have access to the performing arts, to any arts, you know. There's just so much talent that you will see in the videos as we kind of go through the weeks. There's so much creativity, and the thing that just jumps out at me is joy. The point of these songs and the whole spine really was social emotional learning and allowing 8th graders to have a chance to pass on that 8th grade wisdom, like everything they learned in education up through their 8th grade year before they venture into high school. And it was a pretty open-ended question, but we got in the 4 schools that we worked with 4 completely different songs. Just amazing lessons that they took and are able to share. Our first one, Johnny Coleman Academy, and it's called Stay Focused. So they wrote a song about, how do you make it through the school part of school? How can you really win at school? And their answer was to stay focused. So that is our first feature. And we'll chat in between, and then we're going to actually take a look behind the scenes. So here we go. Stay focused.
Birds on the wire in the stormy weather. As they rise together, they fly as a feather.
People might bring you down. Just hang with the right crew. Focus on yourself, let your dreams come true.
I'ma focus on me, you gon' focus on you. If we all come together, there's nothing we can do. Rise to this beat, kind, stay out of trouble. Love yourself, be yourself, and always be humble. Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused, stay focused, stay focused.
Don't let anyone say things about you. Just carry yourself and do what you do. People will talk all their life, let them talk to themselves and not about you.
Stay quiet, be kind, that's how come it works. Give respect to unrespect, that's how you earn perks. I'ma focus on me, you gon' focus on you. If we all come together, there ain't nothing we can do. Mind you just be kind, stay out of trouble. Love yourself, be yourself, and always be humble. Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused, stay focused, stay focused, stay focused, stay focused. In order to get respect, you gotta give it too.
Stay focused on your goals, make your dreams come true. Be who you are, ignore negativity.
People gonna talk, that's their activity.
There was a day in the life of a girl friend in strife.
A despot to school, she wasn't feeling too cool.
But her friend,
Yeah, that's it.
The one that's always looking in, she knows how to help.
Now let's just begin.
Stay focused,
Stay focused, stay focused, stay focused, stay focused, stay focused, stay focused.
stay focused on yourself and let nobody let you down. Believe in yourself and your feet won't touch the ground. Focus on who to be and no one let you down. Keep your head up and let your dreams wear the crown.
Yay! All right. So it's interesting, John, to have somebody here that actually that was the first time you've seen
It
it.
was.
Donna and I have seen it. What do you think? What are some reactions?
I mean, it's such a fun video. It seemed really inclusive of like everyone had a role in it. The lyrics were wonderful and really, really great. And I was trying to like really listen to them. And I'm curious about, what's behind some of the lyrics, because some of the language that they chose, I was like, I think that they did more than just tell kids to focus. They integrated like stuff about their school in there as well. And just the editing was cool. The dancing was cool. I was like, oh, they did the same dance in multiple settings. They spliced that. Like the kids must have felt really proud with that finished product.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Donna, what do you think? Like seeing it again?
Yeah, I know. I mean, of course, I love every video that we've done. But this group really did a great job, like you said, with the lyrics. It was a lot of revisions and, a lot of them just thinking about what was the message that they want to send. I just think they did such a wonderful job, and it was a big challenge for them because they wanted to do the rap. And so just trying to fit that into what they wanted to say and be able to concise it and be able to rap it was really a challenge for them. But they did such a great job, and you can just tell the fun. I mean, you could just feel the fun, which is to be all that education should be, right? Kids should be enjoying themselves. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And John, I loved what you said about like the picking up the storytelling, and then Donna, the joy, the joy that's just exuding. One of the interesting things about this particular song, of the 4 classes, it was actually also 7th graders. So we had 2 full grades represented through their music class. And that was, we didn't actually put everything together musically until we were there in Chicago with them. And there's something about like being in the room, any songwriter will tell you that, that there, you can do a lot online, and you can do a lot connecting virtually and, asynchronously. But I think there's just part of that creative process, that feeling the energy, feeling the vibe, the ethos, whatever. There's something to be said about being in the room. So I'm glad you asked though about, the process, because we're actually going to show the behind the scenes video as well. And then we'd love to see what you think. All right, so here's the behind the scenes of Stay Focused.
This is our 7th grade. Can you all hear?
Hi, 7th graders. Yeah, let's just dive in. What are we doing? What are you getting voluntold for? And I hope you're going to be excited by the end of our time together. What we do is we go all over the world and we write songs with students like yourself about things that they care about. But we're starting with the older grades so that we can start with a song about wisdom and a song about what do you want to pass on to the grades that are younger than you. We want to hear what are the topics that you want to pass on.
So last time we met you, here is kind of what you guys came up with together. There's a lot of focus on yourself and to be your best self. So that seems to be a really common theme that you guys have. Be who you are and ignore all negativity. People going to talk all their life. Let them talk. That's their activity. I love that lyric. So that's the loop that we have. It is pretty epic. What we need to produce the final track is melody.
Like birds on a wire in the stormy weather, we rise together light as a feather.
I love the birds on a wire in the stormy weather. That's so strong. You guys were saying you don't like the phrase always on the double.
The double one, it's just not it.
No, we need to find a different phrase. It doesn't land the way that I think we want a hook to land.
Have a good mind.
And have a good mind. Look at that.
Yourself and be truthful. Mind your business. Don't have purpose. And always be kind. Love yourself, be yourself, and have a good time.
I love the have a good time. We started working on the melody, right? And we've got our beat. We just have to kind of talk about what does that video look like now?
We have a meditation garden. That'll be a perfect place.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's perfect. So what about choreography? Do you think there's going to be dancing? So are you going to choreograph?
Okay.
We already kind of established a list of who's rapping.
Birds on a wire in the stormy weather. As they rest together, they fly as a feather.
Nice! We need acting.
Maybe it should be a scene of like two kids hanging out and then a group of bullies come over there and start.
I think that's really cool.
Feel guilty.
That's the first maybe half hour of our work together is we're solidifying the arrangement, making sure that everything is where it needs to be.
Focus on who to be and no one let you down. Keep your head up.
Okay, 1, 2, ready, go. Mind it. Wait till I'm done saying the word go.
When he say mind your...
So, there we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Mind your business. Oh, yes! Oh my goodness, sweet handles Messiah. Do I have my first 2 verse people here?
I'm gonna focus on me. You gonna focus on you. If we all come together, there's nothing we can't do. Mind the business, me, gotta stay out of trouble. Love yourself, be yourself, and always be humble.
Stay focused. Stay focused. I don't like that.
Okay.
Stay quiet, be kind. That's how karma works. Give respect to earn respect. That's how you earn perks.
Good. Yeah, what did you think about that?
It's pretty cool.
It is.
I'm gonna focus on me, you gonna focus on you. If we all come together, there's nothing we can't do. Stay out of trouble. Love yourself, be yourself, and always be humble. Stay focused. Stay focused.
I love that behind the scenes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that it is so joyful doing that work. And then like I said, you can kind of see the magic in the room and they were making decisions and taking that ownership and agency. So yeah. Let's do round robin, same thing, just like some thoughts about what we just watched. And then I'd love to see, if we can kind of talk about that connection between music, the arts, and literacy. So John, what'd you think of the behind the scenes?
I mean, again, I haven't been privy to anything, so this is my first time watching it. And I just really love there's so many like life skills that are being shown through this entire activity, as well as academic skills, and so like the academic skills is, trying to figure out what the message is, trying to, what Donna said earlier, like how do we say this in a way that is going to be delivered well through the through the genre of rap, specifically in the music, and then trying to figure out how things land. Like you saw you trying to troubleshoot, and then having the kids actually kind of solve that problem with a lyric and suggestion, and then watching it hit when they're like, yeah, that's the one. That was really magic right there. And then and seeing them trying to get it perfect, and then seeing them in real time be sort of self-critical and going, you know what, I don't like that, I want to do it again, because they have this idea that they want it to be perfect and have a sense of pride in it. I really enjoyed that. And then just the highlighting of everyone's talents, right? Who's going to do the rapping, who's the dancing, who's the singing, and having everyone be able to shine in their own way. I think that's a really important part of the process. And then just kind of recognizing that, like, it was a lot of fun. We saw that at the end, but these kids put in a lot of hard work to make this happen. And so just kind of, recognizing that too. And I thought all of that was such a meaningful experience for me to watch, and also to see the fun, but also like the benefits that the kids are reaping through a project like this.
Oh, that's amazing, John. I think you need to just handle some phone calls and be like, can you explain the medley music program, please? That would just, yes. Thank you for saying all those things, because that is the intention. It's to bring out the students and give them that ownership. Let them drive the car.
Yeah.
Donna.
Yeah. Well, I think the behind the scenes really encapsulates, all the work that goes into the finished product, right? It shows you how they revise it over time, and how the lyrics might start here, but they end up here. It also shows you their share of voice, which this one really highlighted that, because you can tell they were going back and forth, and they were really making decisions as a team, not like one person who was in charge, which is another thing that we also strive for, is to have that team approach of we're all doing this together, and that collaborative piece. And so I really feel like this behind the scenes really highlights the collaborative nature of this class in particular.
Yeah. So. Well, and I think since you mentioned that, I want to highlight Curtis Johnson, who is the teacher. He's their classroom teacher, and his passion and zest for music really shows through his students. And just as I think any educator, the best legacy you can leave behind is students with a passion and a fire for learning. And so that entering that classroom, I can tell that this teacher, we could tell, like I said, before about the writing experience, just the pedagogical experience. I could tell like he's an amazing teacher on Zoom, but being in the room and just seeing the way that the students respond to him, respect him, understand the community in the classroom. I think that is, his level of community in that classroom is I think something to aspire to for many teachers. So I think that actually is a somewhat decent segue into talking about, this connection between academics, especially like looking at literacy. There's a lot of debates on literacy and reading instruction right now going on. And so I guess the question I'd like to pose to all of us, and then we can, just kind of start wrapping up, is what is the connection between the arts and their role in school? Like, what is that connection? What's there? It's a huge, broad question.
Yeah, that's kind of a broad question.
Yep.
But I just feel like the arts can be brought in everywhere. But that's just kind of how I've always, this is my 25th year in the classroom, and I've always integrated arts. It's just something that gives students an ability to be creative. It gives them that capability to really think outside the box, to there's just so many different ways to bring arts education into what you're already teaching. And to me, it's just such a great thing to add on, because students just embrace it. And it doesn't matter if it's music or if it's film, photography. There's so many different ways to bring arts and music into the classroom. And so I think this one too also highlights just like you said, the lyric writing. it's just a fun way to incorporate creative writing and letting students have, you know, that collaborative nature of being able to write something and feel good about the finished product together. So
well said. John, what do you think? Otherwise, I'm always teaming with ideas on this. That's why.
I mean, I definitely think that, you know, what has gone away is sort of the sage on the stage where the teacher is the center. And so when you're looking for opportunities to like really center students and give them the opportunity to kind of take charge of their learning, presenting them with a project. And of course, I mean, Dan, you had your hands in there, you were guiding them through the process. And so like, as being a facilitator of the project, but them really taking ownership, I think that this is a really wonderful thing to integrate into the classroom. And projects like this, the arts, you know, that Donna mentioned just kind of broadly about like bringing arts in, there's always an opportunity, and then guiding them through this. And then through that, you're decentering teacher and you're centering the kids.
Yes.
There's an opportunity for their passions to come through, and you're still hitting whatever standards that you do need to hit. So like I'm ELA, so we need to, you know, some of the standards are that we are like focusing on language and the impact of that language, you know, doing a project like this where they have a limited amount of lyrics that they can produce, then are they, you know, how effective are they? And there's a lot of reflective work that's going on in there. And so there's just such an opportunity. So where some teachers might go, I don't have the time for that, you really do, you know, going back to what I said earlier about just like the life skills, the academic skills, like, are you getting the biggest bang for your buck through you just telling them how to do things versus guiding them through and giving them the, you know, the opportunity to do things and problem solve and figure things out for themselves while being really reflective academically. I think that that is something that more and more teachers need to release control over and like open up the classrooms too.
I love, and you hit on it, the word project, you know, and that's exactly what this is. It's project-based learning. And that I think is a really great strategy to be that guide on the side instead of a sage on the stage, you know, because we're reforming education to be functional for functional learners, you know? So we're not just giving things to memorize, and we're not just giving ideas. And the answer to the question, why do I have to learn this, is not because. The question is, you know, why do I have to learn this? Well, why do you think? Or, you know, flip it in another question. And the thing I love doing with students is, you know, asking them, tell me, what do you think was important about this? And why do you want to learn more? You know, if we can get to a point where they're just leading with curiosity, they're leading with, you know, wanting to dig in and put in that work, you know, and to have that tenacity to get a finished product and to realize the value of it. I think that is the shining star of any, you know, project-based learning, and especially through the arts, because it gets like we've kind of been circling around that it's this emotional content, this this, you know, not just like why these things, but why me? Who am I? You know, who am I, and how can I represent that in a way that will be valued and understood and respected? So, yeah.
I was going to say too, like, to me, you know, people talk about authentic audience. And so another way that arts is a really great way to bring that into instruction is by you have the built-in authentic audience, especially with these videos. It's a global audience that they can showcase their work to, but it's a great way also to build community in your local community by inviting parents to come and watch the premiere and really just be part of the learning process and giving the students that moment to be able to share and be proud of their work. And so it's a really good way to build that, you know, school and community piece.
I just jumping back, Donna, you're like in my head right now because when I was talking earlier, I was trying to remember all the things I wanted to say, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm done." And then I heard you talk, and I was like, it all got activated. I wrote like a quick note to myself. Dan, just going back to what you said, like, I'm gonna steal this, and I hope you don't mind. But this idea, like, you know, people, you know, go to the gym, and it's functional, you know, like, and they just got big. And what was the purpose of it? Just to be big. but but functional fitness, you want to do something with your fitness. So for you to talk, name it functional education, where you're not just doing it for me and this activity, like just because I said so, but they're actually going to take the skills out and understand how they're going to apply it. Like, my mind is blown. Like I'm stealing this. I'm running with it.
Do it. That's awesome because I totally made that up.
Like, literally functional education. Like, of course, and this is such like we're talking about relevancy. Do kids recognize the relevancy of the things that they're doing? And of course, like, we think that we do a great job, but like if they're not seeing it, well, then is it functional? Like, because you want them to take the skills out of the classroom to apply to whatever it is that they're doing, whether or not they're in 7th grade, 12th grade, or much, much younger. And then, so that I was like, yes, that is amazing. And I think that they're going to see this, right? They're working collaboratively together. They are making decisions. They're creating something they're not going to forget, right? And they're going to take that with them to do other things. And just on the SEL level, just like the confidence that is built having tried something brand new that they never would have done. And yet, like, that's just built up. And just going back to, so I'm moving over to what Donna was just talking about. Well, I was thinking about the sense of community, because not just inviting the community in, which I didn't think about, but Donna, yes, of course, the families, the school, but also just the sense of these 8th graders or 7th graders, like you said, at this academy, giving back and taking care of their community. It's like, it's very selfless to have fun doing it, but to work hard to create this product, and just maybe creating a legacy that this is what 7th and 8th graders do before they leave this school. They do something to give back to their school, and it makes everyone a little bit more prideful, and it could become a part of the school's legacy.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we just, okay, I think in this, half hour, we just kind of unlocked education.
That's right.
Now everybody's going to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what's great about this program is that, through Ingenuity, we actually were awarded a multi-year grant with these schools. And so every spring, we're going to be highlighting the 8th graders to share their wisdom. And so in the 3.5 years, we'll actually have worked with every grade level. It took Daniel and I a minute, to kind of figure all that out. That's right.
There was lots of roadmaps,
we figured all that
Lego
out.
people.
That's right. We had Lego people. It was all good. But yeah, I mean, it is like, I think that piece of leaving that legacy, moving on to high school is just such a wonderful thing to leave with the school. So
yeah, and we're now on the other end of the education spectrum, age-wise, we are doing transitional kindergarten, pre-K, and kindergarten for this semester's song before we hop back to 8th grade in the spring. So this is something we haven't actually done in this program with the Chicago schools. And I'm so excited. Just talking with the teachers, they light up when they can just visualize like what those music videos are going to be like. And it makes me light up too. So it's, but yes, that community, I think, is a really great point to kind of land on, because it just in that, I love like castle.org is a great resource to get, kind of the why we're doing this, this focus on SEL. But like Donna said at the very beginning, it is not something that has to be an extra or an add-on. It shines best when it's integrated. But that takes awareness, and it takes just a little bit of connection to go a long way in building that community. And then like, if you look at the castle.org image, you have these 5 different domains. We won't go there. That's maybe another session. But and you move out from the classroom of like these 5 parts of being a whole person. And then there's like in the classroom, and then there's in the site, the school site, and then there's in the district. But then there's the community. That's like this outer circle where if we are really attending to those different pieces as we shape education to what it needs to be functional, then we're gonna land in community, and that just is a beautiful thing to me.
Yes.
So I think that concludes this masterclass. I'm just kidding. John, I'm so glad that you could join us. Donna, always a pleasure working with you, and our partnership is so amazing. And we will be featuring another school next week. And look out for that. It'll always be the same time at this. It's actually 6:30 Central to focus on Chicago's time zone. And yeah, hope to see everybody here who has been watching live or on the replay. Hope to see you next week for another song and another school.
I have to come up with a better opening question, though, than what's your favorite toothpaste? That wasn't my favorite. Just going to say.
Hey, but did it make you uncomfortable, and did we get there?
Yes, it did. So,
okay,
mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. All right.
All right. Well, thanks, everyone.